Sports have been extremely popular around the world since the beginning of time, and people have always been amazed at what the human body is capable of and what athletic achievements humans can accomplish. And I feel like basketball is a great example of a sport that shows athletic ability. Um, I have really enjoyed basketball. I played basketball in middle school, played basketball at Western for 3 years on varsity, and then played at college at Dordt College as well. Um, and I also did a lot of research, so that's why I figured I would tell you guys a little bit about the history of basketball today. So basketball was originally created by a guy named James Naismith in 1891, and it was a lot different than what you would think of as basketball today. For example, when the game first created, they did not dribble, they didn't have a three-point line, and the basket consisted of a fruit basket and a soccer ball. So after every single basket was made, a janitor would have to climb up on a ladder and get the ball down, and the game could begin again. Eventually, they had changed that to a Spalding ball, is what they call it, and it's kind of like this one. Brand is still around today. So that's what they use, and they also, like I already said this, but they cut the bottoms off of the baskets, so they didn't have to walk up the ladder every time and pause the game. The first organized basketball game was played in 1891, and they played 9 versus 9, and the final score was 1-0, which is pretty crazy to think because nowadays basketball is played 5-on-5, and typically scores can be in the hundreds. So that's pretty crazy. Soon after this, the first basketball league had formed with only 6 teams in 1898, but then faded out in 1904, so it didn't last very long. And basketball was still played and was spreading throughout the United States, but there was no official leagues. It was more like wager matches and betting, and they had to form their own teams and stuff like that. It wasn't organized. And it continued to spread throughout the U.S. as well as with the spread of the YMCA gyms. But then it began to spread worldwide with World War I starting. U.S. Went overseas to Europe, and that's how it got introduced across seas. And finally, in 1946, the National Basketball Association formed, and that is the most popular league in the world, and the league that you guys are probably most familiar with. It now consists of 30 teams that compete starting early in the fall, all throughout winter, and ends early summer. It's a long season, but they compete every year to win a championship. The widespread of basketball has led to a massive following. It is watched by millions of people every year and played in many countries all across the world. Basketball has changed a lot over the years, and I hope this speech has taught you guys a little bit about the history of basketball. Thanks for watching.